Hey everyone, I am Janine Miller Delaney with The Heart's Way, and I am here with my friend Eric Pitts, who I met in my trance channeling class, and we are here together to practice our trance channeling, which means you go into a deep meditative state and just kind of let your ego mind step back and allow beings of higher consciousness, beings from just beyond this veil of illusion, come and share with us. So I've always loved having conversations with the beings that come through Eric. So I'm excited to see what happens for us today.
We are Apollo, and we are thrilled to enjoy this experience with you today. Thank you for the invitation.
Well, hello, Apollo. It's been a while since I've gotten to converse with you. Is it appropriate to ask, how have you been?
It is and it is not. These are answers you start to expect over time. There is no inappropriateness possible from where we stand. However, it is also impossible for us to have either a good or a bad time. We simply exist. We are. We enjoy the process that comes through each of you, and we experience it through you. But from where we sit, all is good because all is always good.
Hmm. That sounds lovely. Can you tell us more about what this experience is for you when you're not observing and interacting with us?
The question assumes that we are at any point not observing and participating.
Just wondering, yes.
We, from our vantage point, are always available and aware and experiencing through you. We have explained in the past, and it may feel somewhat confusing or even intrusive to understand that we are always a part of you. We are always enjoying your experience of enjoying and enjoying your experience of not enjoying as well. We are part of that process. We experience the feelings, the sensations that are going on within your whole species, as well as species that are not you. There are plants and animals and many other beings on your planet that we are able to connect with and feel through and experience as well. It is not limited to just you or these interactions. We understand from your perspective that that is an easy assumption for you to make. Often the questions come up in your community of past loved ones and what do they do with their free time? They enjoy and they experience, and they love meeting with you when you reach out to them, but they do not go away when you do not reach out to them. They are there and loving you every moment.
So, are you saying that you're always experiencing everything? You're
Yes,
always, yes, you're just in the flow of the experience of all.
correct. We are tapped into the all that is, and we are unable to experience all that not is, as a matter of speaking. You are the ones that experience the sensation of lack and missing out and not being connectedness. And
Mm-hmm.
we feel that through you. It is part of what this whole process is about.
Ah, ah, hmm. So, in part, the process, our process, what we're going through is beneficial to the whole because the whole, like you, is experiencing all of this with us.
Absolutely. And everything you do is beneficial. You had a conversation before we joined about having days of being in the flow and doing nothing. We experience that with you as well. We are part of the flow that exists. And when you expand through joy, you feel and you understand that those are moments that you help all that is, what you might consider source, to expand. And you are correct. But in the moments where you do nothing, you are still adding to the experience of all that is. When you are angry and frustrated and in arguments and in negative feelings, you are still experiencing and helping to helping us to experience all that is. We feel that with you. And it is easy to think that you must always feel good in order to benefit the all. We we benefit from all of it, every piece of it. And what we try to encourage and help you understand is that you can have a bad day and help source expand, and you can have a good day and help source expand. We expand regardless. It is simply up to you to choose which type of day you'd like to have. And from our understanding and experiencing through you, we realize that having a good day simply feels better to you. And so we offer that as an encouragement to simply feel good because it feels good. There doesn't need to be a reason beyond it. Your feeling opens the gateway to everything there is. It is irrelevant which feeling it is you are experiencing. So go ahead and enjoy everything you'd like to enjoy. It all expands us. You do not need what you might consider to be a balance. You do not need to have enough good days to balance out the bad days, or vice versa, enough bad days to balance out the good days. You could choose to have just better and better days. This is difficult to kind of grasp from your perspective, and we understand that.
And
And we mean to throw no shade on the idea of having bad days. There is no inherent wrongness about feeling negative or feeling angry. There's no wrongness there. We just recognize that you prefer to feel good in your body and in your sensations and in your relationships. And it is okay to want more of that. It is the choosing that makes the difference. It is the choosing that allows you to move forward.
it sounds like you are inviting us in a way to simply reframe and recognize that we could simply allow ourselves to recognize that we're expanding through experience and the whole is expanding through the experience. So we can just allow ourselves to be more in the experience without judgment and
That is
recognize
exactly
the
it. And it
value
is
of
much
all.
of what your historical teachings have been teaching for a very long time. The experiencing of it, we fully understand, is a little bit different. It is you like to use the phrase easier said than done.
Hmm.
Simply being in the flow can be tricky from your perspective. If, for instance, an alligator is chewing on your foot, it might be difficult to be in the experience and simply enjoying it. You could, but we understand that it might not be an enjoyable experience to have. Therefore, you will do what you can to avoid that. The alligator, however, does exist and it does eat other small animals, and we experience those as well. And some of that can feel harsh or cruel, but it is simply experience. And you have the opportunity, in many ways different from some of the lower animals, you have the opportunity to choose. And that is the greatest gift that can ever be given. You are going to expand regardless, and you get to choose the way in which you do it.
Hmm. Can you say more about that choice? About how we choose? I I imagine it is just more allowing ourselves to lean into that which feels good. Lean in more to the flow and be more the observer of the expansiveness of the experience. Kind of like watching what unfolds.
We expressed a concept to this vessel recently to help him grasp an idea about choice, and it is relevant here. We tried to show the idea that, as you mentioned, as you lean into a circumstance, it is the leaning itself that is relevant. When you are presented with a choice to go left or right, it does not matter whether you go left or whether you go right. What matters is that you choose. The choosing is what expands. The you choose left or you choose right. You if you sit in one spot and try not to choose at all, that will probably provide the least amount of expansion. It is in the choosing that everything occurs. You can choose to be in the flow. You could choose to lean into the argument, the fight that you might have with a neighbor. You could lean into that fully and make that choice. You could choose the high road or the low road, but they're all roads. As you might say, they all lead to Rome. We are somewhat ambivalent about what you choose.
Hmm.
We are excited when you fully choose into an experience and lean into it. That is
So,
where the greatest expansion occurs.
ah, I see. Where we take the opportunity to recognize our limitless ability to choose. And it's
We
in the experience that we all expand, whatever the experience is,
correct.
but more expansion with fully committed, making a choice, giving ourselves permission to choose, and allowing it to unfold.
We summed it up for this vessel by simply saying it is not important what you choose. It is important that you choose.
Hmm. That we take the opportunity to choose because we have it.
You are familiar with people in your life and on your planet that prefer to sit on the sidelines and simply watch. And that is okay. But the moment they decide to get off of the sidelines and join the game, join the dance, join the party, whatever it is they want to join, the moment they step into that experience and choose to participate, that is when true expansion begins to occur.
Okay, and now I have another thought though. In our choosing, it seems to me we could choose to let the whole of us lead with the choice, to kind of be led by inspiration or in spirit, if you will, or we could choose by default to let the fear system, the the ego or the small self make the choices without it really being a conscious decision. Does that make sense to you? Like we
We
could
believe
let
we
fear
understand
help
her.
choose versus more of the freedom of who we really are.
We believe we understand the context of your question. There is a sense sometimes of simply allowing the default, as you mentioned. And the default is sort of not choosing rather than choosing,
Hmm. Yeah.
allowing something to just occur and be pulled along in its wake is less of a choice and more of just a allowing things to unfold. And there are times for that when you do not feel a strong pull in one direction or another. Those are good times to avoid choosing. Those are good times to stop and quietly go within and feel for a direction, or simply do a different activity, find something that does generate that feeling for you. There is often a desire to just let things play out. And we respect that, but it is far less, it has far less of an impact on the overall expansion than actually leaning into one or the other. It is somewhat of a half-hearted attempt, if that makes sense.
Yes, I see what you're saying, that the default could be just to do nothing. I think more so what I'm referring to, and I'll give an example. So I have a 10-year-old beagle dog mix who is upstairs and presently not feeling well. And I just tried to reach out to her and she got very angry and growled at me. Now, my default would be to worry about her and kind of ruminate on, is she going to be okay? Is there anything I should do? For me, that feels like kind of the ego's sense of fear, like there's something I should fix. But my conscious choosing, which feels more like the whole of me, more like the part of me that knows I'm in connection with all of you, with the oneness, feels more like, you know what, I'm just going to trust that all is unfolding the way it needs to for her, and that I can be positive and hopeful and give her the space she needs. I can accept her as she is, and it doesn't have to monopolize my brain in fear or worry about what's going to happen. So I guess that's kind of the difference I was thinking about. Like sometimes the we choose by what's the default is more the ego, the fear based decision making that feels more like default, or more of a conscious choosing. How do I want this to go?
There are multiple sensations to pull apart here, and I think this will help to clarify. Your beautiful beagle right now is slightly more tapped into knowing what she needs in this moment. And you struck on it just a moment ago when you said that you could give her the space. Her reaction to you immediately made you want to step back and get out of her space. That reaction was perfect because that is exactly what she wanted in that moment. She wants a little bit of space to relax and heal, and she just needs that time. And there are times when humans need that as well. You simply need some space. You're not angry at somebody, but when they try to enter your space and you need that to yourself, you will make your boundary known. She's simply making her boundary known with no uncertain terms. Now, you have two options here. As you, even in the giving her space, which feels to you like it is, that is one of your choices, it is actually two choices hidden together. You can do nothing in a form of paralysis, as I don't know what to do. I'm stuck. I can't help her. I want to fix this situation. There's nothing I can do. There is a fear way of feeling through that. Or you can lean into the idea of doing nothing. You can choose to step back, love her unconditionally, know that when she's ready to be in your space, she will let you know, and simply check in on her. You can do nothing from two different perspectives. Does that make sense?
From a place of empowerment and trust, or from a place of fear?
Exactly.
Hmm. Yes, yes,
The
yes. So I like
paralysis
the
is
choosing from the space of trust,
correct.
from the space of the oneness which we share with you.
You described as the vessel was talking earlier in your conversation about having moments of trying to do work and not having any work to do, or not being able to take any steps on a project or a job or a task. And you can fidget for hours trying to find a way forward or some little bit that you can do. And in fact, you will do nothing. And you've experienced these moments. You spend hours trying to make progress and nothing happens. Or you could have leaned into the experience, chosen fully to do nothing and to give it time to evolve, give it time to move into whatever next stage and be ready for that. Those are outwardly the same occurrence. If somebody watched you getting nothing done, they would see nothing occur. And in the other instance, if they watched you choosing to do nothing, they would see nothing occur. So it may appear the same to them, but from your perspective, you would simply be choosing to step back and allow the situation to expand. And that is a more flow oriented or love oriented way of experiencing it. And in that trust, you feel the expansiveness. You feel the powerful energy that moves through you, literally in the doing of nothing, as opposed to the fear based version of trying like crazy to get some progress that never happens. It is always a choice.
It seems to me that we are learning more and more that there is so much more power in the space of trust and allowing and unconditionally accepting all as it is, because that is really just joining you in the flow of being and letting life expand.
Correct. The choice is always happening, and it's happening at an energetic level.
Mm-hmm.
We've often explained to this one the simple phrase, when there is nothing you can do, then do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't always realize that we mean that very, very outwardly. Actually do nothing. Sit with it. Allow it to grow. Allow it to happen. Instead of stressing and worrying about there's nothing I can do. Well, then simply accept that.
It seems to me that the striving might be like planting a seed and then watching and trying to will it to go faster
Right.
versus the energy of trusting. And perhaps as we trust, perhaps we're emanating that energy from the field that helps to create maybe more of what we would like to see.
When it comes to the example of a plant or a seed, imagine for a moment being so stressed out that you want the plant to grow, that you water it every 5 minutes. It
Yeah,
will kill the plant.
yes, that's true.
It creates an environment where the seed cannot grow.
Mm.
And the fear of inactivity is some of what destroys some of your best efforts. That is why so often teachers encourage you to find what you are enjoying. When you're waiting for the plant to grow and it's going to take several weeks, go find something to do for several weeks. Go pick up a hobby, do some art, find a person to have a conversation with or take a walk, nap. At the end of 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you'll notice something has started to happen and it didn't take any effort from you, but you enjoyed the entire time by finding something else to do. It is easy to consider that a distraction, but as you step into a different experience, you are fully enjoying the walk that you were going on while you are not watering your plant.
Mm. Yes.
You can enjoy every moment. And when it's time for it to come back around to the plant, it will come back around.
So now, so if we are choosing to go do something and enjoy ourselves versus overwatering the plant, then our energy within us shifts because we're in a higher state of happiness and trust. What is the energetic effect upon our environment by being in that state of just enjoying and allowing?
It is greater than you can imagine. And in a small way, it is helping your plant to grow. And that might feel disconnected, but as you put your energy into something you enjoy and you put your joy out into the world, that joy is resonated back to you. And it is actually helping to create a healthier plant that you have walked away from and ignored for 2 weeks. Your
Mm.
energy is coming back to it regardless. So everything that you put your intention and energy into, enjoy, comes back to you.
You know,
Unfortunately,
or
fear does the
fortunately.
same.
So I can see perhaps if I turn on some happy and soothing music and I, along with the theme of my dog, allow myself to give her all the space she needs and I stay in a positive state of trust that that energy may reach her and have a positive effect on her just in that way.
Absolutely. Your love for her affects her every moment of the day, as
Mm,
does her love for you. She
mm,
does not wish to harm you or actually bite you or attack you. She does not have the words to say, I need some space.
mm.
And you give her some time and observe and simply enjoy her in your home and in your experience without necessarily needing to do anything and allow it to progress on its own.
Mm.
It is a difficult thing for humans to do sometimes, and we understand that.
Well, I certainly get we are having to unlearn everything we were taught, which yeah, which is definitely challenging at first, although it's starting to get easier
We'll give you an
as I
example.
recognize the power of this field. Yes?
We'll give you an example that we're floating through the vessel's mind at the moment of cramming for a test.
Mm,
Most of your studies show that it is ineffective, and you would simply do better to get a good night's rest before you take your exam. And you've experienced this. And the fear is what causes you to stay up all night and simply do something to prepare.
yeah.
But in effect, you have the knowledge already. And it would simply be better to rest, enjoy, have a good breakfast, feel good, step into the exam. Whatever results come from it will come from it, and they will be in your best interest.
It reminds me that when we are still and not over analyzing or fixing or trying too hard, that we tap into our inner knowing and that just arises rather than, yeah, we would definitely tamp that down if we were cramming, if we were trying too hard. Hmm. That's interesting you bring that up. I was just speaking with someone just yesterday who observed the very same thing. He did better on tests when he didn't try so hard and didn't study so hard, didn't cram so hard.
It can be viewed sometimes that meditation might seem like a doing of nothing, a non-choosing. Someone can visibly look like, well, you're just sitting there and meditating instead of taking action. But meditation, for those that are firm in practicing it, is a very deliberate doing of nothing. It is a choice to do nothing. It is not a paralysis. It is a quieting internally, quieting the mind, quieting the heart, quieting all the external activity, and allowing you to see a clearer path. And we understand that it can look dismissive for somebody to step back and sit quietly and not act in a situation where there is literally no action that can be taken. But when it is a conscious choice, it has far more power than you might realize.
Mm-hmm. That to me sounds like the also just the power of prayer is really about just connecting with the oneness, the field, the flow, the trust, and
There
linking in
are
with that energy.
there are many in your world today and in your online sources that are very frustrated when a person responds with sending love and light because it feels dismissive.
Mm-hmm.
And for many, it actually is because they're not actually going to sit down and send you love and light.
Mm-hmm.
If it is simply a phrase, it is of no benefit. But for those that understand the power of it and sit down and truly send that energy and love into an experience that might be halfway across the planet that they cannot physically affect, or a family member across the country, sending that loving energy, that love and light can be extremely beneficial. We do understand how many use it in a dismissive way because they're not actually doing so. And so that has degraded its concept to some degree, but it is actually still a powerful source of loving energy that can help heal a situation.
From where you sit, as it were, I know that's not the right phrase, but from where you are, do you ever send loving light or energy or healing energy to those you're observing?
The question from where we sit is tricky to convey because we are never not sending love and light.
Mm.
It is always emanating from us. It is always available. It is much of what you feel in your quiet moments coming from all of us on our side that we love you unconditionally. We always do, and we always have. We love you in your dark moments and your bright moments. And that is always coming from us. So we do not necessarily choose a moment to do so.
Mm.
It is more an experience of simply who we are.
Ah,
And
I see.
we know that you understand that when you tap into your sources, you feel that energy and that love is already waiting for you when you arrive. It never stopped.
It's
It's
more about
simply you
us
choosing to lean into it.
and open to receive it. I feel a little amiss. It's a little late to ask, but would you, for those of us who do not know you, like to give a brief, a little introduction to who you are?
We are Apollo. We are the ancient god of old, and we are also not. We come through this vessel in a way that is accessible to him. It feels comfortable to some degree, and it is an experience that we are able to share. Many on your planet that are beginning to wake up, shall we say, and to tap into different experiences. Some find what you might consider religious entities. Some find angelic entities. Some find non human or alien entities. And others find deities. And some find family or loved ones. There, from our perspective, really is not much of a difference between all of those. We come from where we come from. And the concept and idea of who we are is able to come through as an identity to help convey the information that you are reaching for. It is difficult for an individual who is familiar with an individual identity for several decades on your planet to fully grasp the idea of a collective
Mm,
and coming in from everywhere all at once. So we come through, as you mentioned previously, the path of least resistance. What is a path that allows us to come through and reach out to you as you are reaching out to us? And we've helped this vessel and others to understand that some people who connect struggle to connect with the entities that they wish to connect with. There are those who want to connect more with religious individuals, and they struggle with that. And the reason is because they have a lot of emotion and feelings around it. They are far less neutral. And it's the neutrality that allows us to come through in a smooth and more accessible manner.
mhm,
This vessel is quite neutral about the idea of deities. He struggles a bit to allow the idea of family to come through. He certainly knows that he struggles with the idea of religion and religious figures. We have come through in that way, and he has felt it, but there is a discomfort that occurs. He has a huge desire to connect with beings from other dimensions and planets, and that desire itself helps to make it far less neutral. So
mm,
this becomes a path of least resistance for him to come through as this deity, to give him a point of reference, a face, if you will, an identity to connect with.
mm,
On your planet, you have conversations with your loved ones and you find it an enjoyable experience. But if you were all that is, having a conversation with your loved one who is also all that is, and you both experienced it as all that is, it wouldn't be a very enjoyable experience. You would already have all of the knowledge and nothing to share. As you come into this realm to be 3D and individuals, it is a far more pleasurable experience to connect with other individuals. And so for us, we find a path, we find a route of coming through as an identity, as an individual, and then sometimes as a collective for whatever is best suited for the vessel that we come through.
mm. Thank you so much, Apollo, for that
Of course.
explanation. That is very helpful. whatever we have neutrality toward, we release more of the blocks to being able to connect. That's that's good wisdom. That's good to know. It has certainly been a pleasure to get to connect with you and to just contemplate these concepts. To be able to remember to embody the path of least resistance. And to join then with you where all that power is. Thank
We
you.
enjoy these opportunities and the path of least resistance that allows it to come through as well.
Yes,
This
yes.
is as much an undertaking by you as it is by the vessel.
Mm,
Your desire and questions and interest help this experience to occur. And we thank you for that,
mm. Well, I look forward to next time.
as do we.
Mm. Hmm. We'll carry on in our sharing of this experience. Until next time.
I don't always want to leave. I just like
That
hanging out
was
in that
that was
space.
fun. I love that conversation of just the least resistance and just joining in that field of flow. Yeah, it's such a good reminder.
Always comes back.
Huh?
It always comes back. Conversations we have and ideas and
I've not had a not interesting and enlightening conversation with Apollo. I think I've had three or four now. Yeah, it's always enlightening. Yeah. That's
it's
cool.
weird to try to think about is several weeks back, I guess a little over a month ago, I connected with my own mother who's passed. And it's funny how it was 100% my mother, but also connected to the same stream, like
Yeah.
there was no you can feel it coming through, tapped into the same, you know,
Yeah, it's all one stream. That's a really good reminder. But differentiation within the stream.
right.
Yeah.
It's like oh, warm.
Got the heat
Um
moving through you, huh?
yeah. It's kind of like how people will describe, oh, all these ancient wisdom teachings are all teaching the same thing. Well, they're all standing beside the same river. It's
Yeah.
like,
Well, or in the same river. Yeah.
right. You describe it and I describe it. We can standing beside the same thing, and it's going to have a different flavor.
Right. Because everybody has a different perspective,
Right.
which
But it's
hence
we're
the
still
different
describing the
experiences.
same thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Oh, that was really fun. Thank you, Eric. Thanks for doing that again for us.
appreciate it. Thank you.
I know the people that listened before gave you glowing reviews. Love to listen. So,
There was a fan out there somewhere.
yeah. Yeah. Maybe there'll be more over time. Hey, you folks who are listening, we invite you to share with folks who you think might find this enlightening or fun or whatever, beneficial. Yeah.
Reach out and connect.
Or
We'll
even
we'll
subscribe. Yeah. Or reach out.
we
Give us your
connect.
questions. Give us your
Yeah, we
questions for
connect this
Apollo
way.
or whoever. Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing that says people can't join in the conversation.
That is a good point. Yeah.
We reach out because we have each other's connection, and we can, we have each
Yeah.
other's emails, and we
It, it would be fun to see people's questions for Apollo or for whoever's coming through at the time. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to pause our recording, but thank you folks for listening.